trying to find a way of marketing ballet and trying to say to somebody, no, you don't understand what it is. I mean, and the funny thing is, people come to the performances and they go, that was fabulous, but that's not ballet, is it? I'm like, yeah. They, you know, it's like, oh, really? That's ballet? They have no idea. So if we could get them in the theater, I know they'd be sold. But getting them in the theater, that's why we tried Cammie Thompson, which worked very well. The Best of Broadway, we tried different things. I tried an evening of Gershwin. That, with the people that were there, flipped over it. But we didn't get a lot of people in. The Best of Broadway seems to be the thing that gets people in the most, unfortunately. Because that's not really what I'd like to do all the time. This past year, we did the Best of Broadway, where we had singer Cammie Thompson and her trio, and we did excerpts from some of the Broadway shows. But some of them I did balletically, because what I tried to do was I found that we could interest an audience with the title Broadway. So what I tried to do is slip in some ballet in there, and oddly enough, the ballet pieces were the ones that people came back and said, oh, you know, I really loved that piece. And I'm going, because you have to educate your audience. There's a lot of people who say, oh, I don't like ballet, because they don't realize what ballet is. Ballet encompasses a whole bunch of stuff. They think it's just, you know, Swan Lake, which Swan Lake is wonderful, but there's so much more to it than that. So now I think what we're trying to do is interest our audience, and usually I usually talk a little bit when I do programs like that about some of the pieces, and so the audience is getting educated at the same time, which is what we have to do. Unfortunately, it's part of the job. But it's really difficult, especially because I'm not originally from Nevada, and Nevada is a whole different other place. Yeah. So, you know, what I would have said for the East Coast, or what I would say for the Bay Area, now I say, I have no idea. Yeah. I don't know who my target audience is. I would have thought it would be people with young kids growing up, but not necessarily, because they're not really that interested. Yeah. So it's really hard to figure it out. The people who come from another place to Nevada are basically the people who come to see it, but that's too bad.